What is going on, lunatics? These blood red days, man, they just suck. What you want to see is you want to see positive price action. You want to see big movements in the chart, but today we're not getting it. And if we are getting it, it's going to the downside. So you might be asking yourself, what exactly is going on? And I'm going to break it down for you so that you know exactly what's happening. Should you be alarmed and should you be scared? Now, the only way you're going to find that answer is if you hit the like button down below, because that unlocks the answer. Also, the answer is no, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. We're just getting the final shakeout in this market before we really enter the altcoin phase of the bull run. Now, is this me telling you that altcoin season is here, like some of these dumb talking heads on X or something like that? No, of course it's not. It's not, because it's not true. But what is true is that Bitcoin is going to have a big reversal. It hit the 50 MA, which I told you a couple days ago it would do, and now it will slowly start to recover. We still have about 11 days going through the end of December, and after that, that's where we really start to see bull runs. Now, it's possible, because I've told you before, there's always a possibility that we get a nice little pump going into the Christmas holiday, but I don't know that that's the case this year. The days before fall on a weekend. Weekends are not really good for pumps. It's usually when bears try to take over. So there's things working against an actual pump. But in 2020, on December 25th, that is when the pump started. So somewhere between the 25th, most likely, and the 2nd of January is when we really start to get that kickoff. Now, what does that kickoff look like? Well, it's not altcoin season. Bitcoin should run pretty hard at that point. And then also, we should be looking at Ethereum to run very, very, very hard. That's what I think is going to happen, and that will kick off the bull run. That will kick off the big move. So you really only have a couple of weeks left before you really start to see some surging in price action. So again, make sure you hit that like button, and let's break it all down. All right, before we get started, make sure, because starting on the 23rd, Multiplier Rush, the Christmas edition, you could win up to $5,000 from Terra Casino. Sign up in the link down below. Santa's Christmas Rush is available. Sign up in the link down below. There's daily cash drops from now until January 5th, brought to you by Terra Casino and Pragmatic Play. Sign up at the link below. Also, $2 million being given away, 2 million euros, I'm sorry, between now and the 22nd, just a couple more days. So sign up in the link below. And if you're trading meme coins, make sure that you go to Terra.finance. That's where all of the meme coins are. And if you're wondering which ones they are, they're scrolling across the top. They're on the main page, whatever pairing that you want. Also, you are able to, as well, provide liquidity, use the Launchpad, and you can yield farm from each and every one of these protocols. So if you are interested, check it out. Let's get into price and stuff now. All right, so Commonwealth, nothing really changed over here. Just still continuing to have that discussion over the burn tax. I don't believe, and as I was reading through it yesterday with you guys, I don't believe it was correct. I believe that, let me rephrase that, the research is correct, but the circumstances are not correct for Luna Classic. And I think really what it came down to was the market we got tired. We got tired. A lot of people looking for things that are just going to give easy pumps. Nobody wants to hold long term during a bear market, and that's what we experience. So just remember that and know that we're about to pump, but you don't need Commonwealth for that. But you should check Commonwealth, and you should be engaged in these discussions if you care at all about the Luna Classic community. By the way, that means you might have some value in something that you have to say that nobody's heard before. So if you don't say it, then nobody will know. Maybe nobody's looking at it. Maybe you're the genius. Maybe you're the guy out here to fix everything. All right, so meme coin wise, you look, everything is just way down. This market has been tumbling. Terra down 16% today, Lunc down 13%, Garuda X down 14%. Every pairing right now is unfavorable. So just a couple more days though, and it should lead into something. Now, for Galaxy Station, it does look like we might have this set on-chain tax rate. It looks like there is a distinct possibility that it could pass the threshold here. There's 4 days left. You're getting, these yeses. You've got some no's with veto. You've got, a lot of people are, again, gatekeeping for Binance. I want to say that's what I what I really think here. But none of these people that are voting against it are remembering, or at least I don't know for sure that they are, but Binance is whitelisted. So what we do with the tax outside of Binance is kind of irrelevant to Binance. So that 1.5% tax, I don't know if it's a great idea, but I don't think it's going to affect Binance ultimately. So you've got a few people going for yes. You got most people going for no. So it will be interesting. And again, the important part here is make sure that you stake with people whose ideas and principles align with yours. Use those people as your staking mechanism. Now for price action, there it is right there, dipped all the way down. What I told you the 50 MA. Well, this thing skipped all the way through, and as you can see, went all the way down to the 200 MA. Now, is that a magic catch-all for a bounce or anything like that? It's not really. It's just the average price over the last 200 days. That's all it is. And it's a psychological point for investors, and it's a great buy opportunity. When you see something come down and hit the 200 MA in a bull market, buy as much as possible. That usually is a signal for a massive rally and a massive run. Now, we do have to move this a little bit. Nothing's changed fundamentally about where we're going, but what did change, however, is the path that we're going on. So what you have right now is, again, nothing's changed. We're going to go do this probably a rally here, and then a rally back down here, probably because it was so deep on this cut right here. We'll get this dump right here. It won't come into this range, which it would do in bullish momentum. But then the next rally is going to be up here, and then there's the breakout, and then boom, that's when we really start to soar. And you might be asking yourself right now, what exactly is happening in the market? Well, it's complicated. It's what's happened every single time. It's what always happens. It's what will continue to happen. It is the dump from the holiday season, people paying their taxes, etc., etc. There are reasons for people to take their money out and get away from risk assets. Now remember, the Fed cut 25 basis points off of our current interest rate, and that's a bullish indicator long term. Short term, however, Jerome Powell said that there's no way for the U.S. to put Bitcoin, quote unquote, on their books, and that he's not looking to add Bitcoin to the Fed balance sheet. Well, that's not really going to be his choice. Donald Trump is going to be the guy that will do that. So the question was, is that the reason for the dump? No, it was not. As a matter of fact, there are many reasons for the dump, not the least of which was about $100 million worth of Mt. Gox money being transferred around to 3 separate wallets that then merged into one wallet, which is a very weird sort of thing, but it did happen. Could have spooked some investors, or institutional money that plays this market and tries to liquidate you and steal from you. Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high, and the market is buzzing with excitement. Many crypto holders are holding their breath, waiting for the next wave of volatility. Now, we're seeing that dip right now. I'm going to enter a position using Cryptonomy.finance's margin trading program. When Bitcoin hit 100,000, stats show that plenty of retail investors cashed out. Now the market seems to be holding a pattern. We've gotten a dip here. There's a good chance that those same sellers might jump back in if Bitcoin gets close to 120,000. So that's what we're going to rely on right now. We're going to enter a position on Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, we're going to enter a few positions right now. In my last video, I showed you what you needed to know about this margin trading. Right now, we're going to open a few positions. First, I'm going to go all in right now, but I'm going to go against the grain because I think that Ethereum has a big opportunity for a gigantic move. So what I'm going to do is a 10x leverage position. I'm going to schedule this for 9 months, and my minimum expected profit is 123.76%. We're going to open this position. All right, and now we're going to open up a big position here on Bitcoin. We're going to put in about $6,000 right now, about $10,000 at this point. But we're going to do it again for 9 months. I'm still going to stay risk on with a 10x position. I think it's important that we go for broke, if you will. I just don't think that the risk level is worth it. And remember, Bitcoin is on a big dip right now. So we're going to open that position right now. All right, guys, we have two positions now open. We have a Bitcoin position. We have an Ethereum position. I'll probably do a Solana at some point. But remember that sometimes these positions can generate more profit in a single day than in 1 to 2 previous months, even with already impressive minimum daily profits, such as the outcome that I'm already getting from the launch pool or from the fixed staking. This could be something much bigger. Now, to give you an idea, on the launch pad, I did close a contract right here in which my total income was $168,000, but it's 50-50 split. So I made $84,241 off of my deposit. My deposit, by the way, $50,000. So that was a big win for me. Also, my fixed staking, remember, I have a Solana one out right now, my scheduled interest that expires in a couple of days right here. It's going to be an extra 26.2 Solana. That's a scheduled and estimated number. We're going to close that out in just a couple of days, and we're going to see how that goes. But that's going to be a fantastic profit for me. Now, again, as you see, there's plenty of profit being made over here on the launch pool. But the important thing right now, margin trading. If you are looking for a little risk on investment, then Cryptonomy.finance and margin trading are for you. Go ahead, give it a shot, and then leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about your position. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say steal. I'm supposed to say, just invested, bro. They sucker you in, and then they rook you, and they hook you. And what they did is they use the news as a way to manipulate you, the investor, and that's what they did. It came out, everybody said, oh my God, go long, because we're going to get this Fed rate cut. I told you guys we're going to dump. Everybody else told you we're going to pump. What happened? We dumped. Why? Because they're manipulating you and they're playing you and they're using you. And now what happened after the dump? Then people said, oh, well, now it's got a super pump, right? It's going to have to pump right now because we're dumping into this. That's crazy. Why would we do that? So I'm going to set my long position here. And guess what? They got you again. So that's what's happening right now. You're being played by the market as we reach the end of the year. And it's going to play out exactly the way that it played out before, where I told you, it's just that, we've got the dates maybe a week off or something like that because, the halving timing and stuff like that, and the holidays, et cetera, complicated end of year math shit, basically. So it's doing what we said it was going to do. It's just doing it at its own sort of pace, but it is happening. So, and it will continue. But again, January, everything changes. Everything changes. Now, because I say that could lead into one more final dump and shakeout, but I don't think that it will. So I don't think that that's really something to concern yourself with. But don't forget that it is always anything and everything, always possible. Now, as far as volume goes, up 44%. When you look at the volume over here, then you'll see that the big volume increase over here does appear to be Binance, which to me means that turns it into a more valid number for me. Remember, it's only with moderate confidence that we say BTCC is trading $34 million per day. And by the way, when we look at it from that context and you look at the burn tracker, you see the burn tracker continues to diminish, and you look at StakeBin and you see the same thing. It's continued to kind of diminish here. But when it picked up super heavy, and it seems to be picking up pretty heavy here, that actually could be that BTCC every day is doing a burn in that 34 million in transaction right there, that they're not whitelisted. So that transaction right there is actually doing some of this burn, because it seems that when BTCC increases its volume, then we increase our burns. So we very well could be seeing BTCC just absolutely owning it right now. But that's just a guess at this point. We would really need somebody like a professional whose job it is, or who likes to track wallets, to probably start tracking that BTCC wallet every single day and trying to figure out exactly what that is. So, and by the way, if you notice over here, we've got a lot more updates on what each one of these wallets are. And look, this right here should be burned. This right here should be burned. This right here, Anchor Liquidation Queue, should be burned. This one right, not there, whoops, shit, right here should be burned. All of these different wallets, man, they should be burned, and they're not. So I don't know. I think going into January, February, there might be an extension on the bankruptcy, so it might take a little bit longer before we see some of this stuff burned. But somebody should be tracking this stuff, right? And figuring out, like, what is BTCC doing? That's the question. Now, as far as USTC goes, its trading is up just a little bit as well, and you can see right here from the volume that it's also right near, right there with Binance. And by the way, like we should probably have set up a burn tax on that one to begin with, in hindsight, and just held our ground for that. But who knows? Anyway, called expeditiously, Bitcoin Music says that that they made a good trade over here because it went down to 409. Perfect opportunity for entry. I'm telling you again, this is the perfect opportunity for entry. Now they say official bull run is confirmed. The bull run was confirmed a long time ago. It's written in the stars at this point. So does that mean that this guy is telling you something that you don't already know? No. As a matter of fact, at 37 cents, that's no. 2 cents, maybe 3 cents at a good lucky stretch, maybe. But this was a good setup right here, and a good buy for to get it at 301 or to get it at 409. That's a really good setup and a really good buy opportunity, and it should lead to a strong bounce, and we can see that it's already happening just a little bit for the moment. But again, we need the market to flip. As far as the rest of it, you can see the burns are still happening. The parabolic run is getting ready to come. Leonardo, not very much here. It looks like, Christmas, holidays, so everybody's taking a little bit of time off. The burn tracker, 334 million over the last 7 days. Not significant. So there you have it. It's very simple. The market is what the market is. Give it a few more days, and you're going to see just a fantastic run. It's going to be it'll be phenomenal. Okay, but we need a couple more days. We need Christmas to kind of play itself out. Could there be some more dump? There very well could be some more dump. Could it represent a problem? It could represent an incredible and difficult problem for a lot of people, babies, really, children, not grown-ups. Grown-ups wouldn't be flinching because of a dip in the market. It's babies. So, if you're watching and you're a grown-up, have faith. If you're a baby, dad goo goo, stop trying to sell, dum-dum. You're going to get rich if you don't sell. So there you have it. So we'll talk to you again very, very soon. You guys have a good weekend. Happy holidays, and we'll see you soon.